I'm good.
Hell.
Take it away. Do your thing. We need a technical difficulty screen. That's what we need for any time something like that happens.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 497th episode of GeekVerse podcast. So close to that 500, which may or may not have already been recorded, that you may be getting soon. But yes, I am the Ass Daddy, Travis Snell, and I'm joined by...
I am the Draft Master, Kirklin Patzer.
I am the Adam Hart Drafter, Dylan Muzz.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I am the list, Taylor Field.
There you go. Where'd the list come from?
The list.
The list has come from the draft.
Okay, I guess, yeah. I thought so. I just was...
Completely irrelevant.
Okay, fair enough. Mine's relevant too. You'll see. Depends who I draft. No, it's not relevant at all. Shoutouts to the acclaimed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 497. As I said, we've had a fun week for sure. Check out our Miss Marvel review that just dropped, and then check out. By the time you're listening to this, it hasn't even, just because I've had such a busy week. It's not set in that Thor: Love and Thunder is tomorrow. We'll be reviewing it. At this time, some of us will have seen it already or will be seeing it. So that's going to be lots of fun. That'll be live Thursday, but Friday for the podcast listeners. So just getting right into it. Taylor Field, where can they find all that good jazz?
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us with your internet connection in the search bar. GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerseCast our Twitter. GeekVerse on our Facebook.
Yeah, go on links below, and I'm pimping just a little bit of stuff because we've had a long few hours here, but we got a couple more fun stuff ahead of us. Manscaped.com. Use that podcast code GVPOD to get 20% and free worldwide shipping. You can check out a bunch of stuff as far as, like I said, Miss Marvel, that. Taylor and Dylan, you did the Quarry review this week for Side Quest.
Yeah, that was a good time. And then I also did a very beefy, juicy cast with one Tyler Briggs.
Wow.
So if anyone's missing him, go check that out. Out of Mana, episode 9. You know, before we talk about our kind of niche topic, we just talk about some basic stuff. If you want to hear his thoughts on The Boys or Shang-Chi, then you can check out that as well as some other stuff. So please check out that episode. It was a lot of fun.
I definitely have that because I've been listening to an audiobook because me and Taylor got a deer review, so I've not listened to any podcasts, but it's bookmarked for my week one.
Nice.
I'm excited to hear what Briggs has been up to. So, yeah, and then head over to Patreon. That's the best way to support us, and that's the best way for you to listen because you get content ad-free. You get early, like the 7-year 500 episode we've already recorded. You're going to be getting that in the next 24 hours. Lots of good stuff. Shout out to every Patreon over there, and a big shout out to the Patreon producers at the Phase 4 tier: Aaron Braden, April Darkness, Carl Ritchie, Joshua Wright, and Smalley Biggs. Good times there, and yeah, I'm trying to think what's popping up there soon. I know there'll be an After 9 coming up. Lots of good things. So, yeah, support us there early, ad free, lots of good stuff. I'm just saying good stuff over and over. You can tell I'm a little fatigued, not even just from Miss Marvel. It's just been a long week, but
just eating so much ass this week that you're just completely tired.
That's what I'm doing. Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes on Fridays. Tonight's the break, so you know.
Right.
Taylor's face when he heard ass eat, he's like, "Oh no, what are we about to talk about?"
I need to eat something, but I'm not going to have ass for dinner. I'm going to order pizza. Some
good fiber, Taylor. But anyway, so what we're doing is we're going to do a few news bits and whatnot, because we'll have a string of no news, because usually we do news around Thursdays or something, but Thor's coming out, well, The Boys, things like that. So we're throwing in some news here, but we're going to get to that after we do our annual. This is... I think it's the 6th annual because I think the charity stream and the superhero draft and the Golden Geeks were all like a year. We didn't do that in the first year. We did that like in the second year and whatnot. So I'm pretty sure someone can fact check me. I'm pretty sure this is the 6th annual one. If you don't know how this works, is we've been doing this for the past few years where we pick, now it's 10 because we did this during the pandemic, because the pandemic year was like a bunt year because nothing happened. No one got cast. There was no movies being made and stuff. So our rosters were null. But now it went from 5 to 10. We all draft, and somebody, I'm going to give it to Taylor Field because Kirklin has to keep track of other stuff. Taylor, can you pull up a big wheel for who's going to be picking and whatnot?
Love the wheel.
Now this is going to be a controversial thing because technically, if Dylan would have been on the last one, he would have won this year. But at the same point, he's a shadow winner because that would have been like me saying, like, hey, I bet on this horse. I should have bet, and I would have won. But Dylan, he had 2 solid. But it's debatable, but still, he had 2 in there. I have 1, but I'm saying that till next year because Gaga's not officially been confirmed yet. So this year, nobody technically got everything, which is so funny because last year with Super Pets and all this stuff, like me, Kirkland, and Dylan tied with like 4 points or something like that. So you can put you don't need to show it off yet. No, don't do that. So this year was a quiet year just overall pretty much. But yeah, what has to happen now is everybody except for Dylan, because Taylor took Ken Watanabe and we said okay, he took him, but that Dylan can choose to drop as many as he wants and whatnot. But everybody has 10. We're gonna go around the room. Everyone's gonna read off the people they have, the 10 or 9, and then everyone has to drop it so they at least have 5 as a minimum. You can drop more. So like Taylor Field could go crazy, say, you know what, I'm dropping everybody off my list, drafting 10. You can completely do that, but you have to drop 5 just because we want some variety in there. We keep picking the same people. And now so let's say Taylor drops like last year, he dropped The Rock. I am allowed to pick The Rock, but I can only pick 1 droppy. I can't just take a bunch of drops because, again, we don't want the same people just jump on different teams. We want to spice it up a little bit each year. So, Kirkland Patzer, do you have your list out?
Question quickly.
No, we talked all
only...
this before. Nope.
No, you didn't. Fuck off. God damn it.
So Kirkland's going last.
I'm just going to kick this guy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull
Oh, you kicked
that's
the host?
first.
That's a risky move, kicking the host, man. Yikes.
What are you going to do, Travis? What are you do?
Nothing.
So, I don't even remember what I was at. Oh, yeah. So, if I can only pull 1 from out of all of you, or is it just like 1 from Taylor?
Out of the drops. Yeah, only 1 drop pick overall.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just don't have a bunch
count.
of cross-pollination. So, Kirkland, do you
Alrighty,
have
I
your
got my
list of names?
Yep,
Okay.
I got
So
it right
read
here.
off who you have.
All right. Starting at the top, I got Mr. Keanu.
Oh shit! I would have loved to hear Kirkland's picks, but
Well, you baited him.
I had to get him
cocksucker.
back.
This cocksucker.
Nice.
Okay, I got Keanu Reeves, Joseph Keery, Steve the Harrington,
Joseph Keery.
Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson. Oh no, I already forgot how to say her name.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse
Ronan.
Yahya Abdul Mateen, Henry
Second.
Golding was my big old star pick. Rami Malek, Domhnall, how do you say his name, Travis? Every year
Donald Gleason. So it's like tonal, like printer tonal, but it's Donald Gleason. Donald Gleason.
In my mind, I'm like, it's close to toenail, so you just gotta remember that one. No, definitely not.
Toenail Gleason.
I would have made a big fool of myself. Okay, so Donald Gleason, and Walton Goggins.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to be in the Fallout show this year? So I'm not sure if you're dropping her or not, but he's. Yeah. Fuck, who else is in that? They just cast another really good actor too. Like, it got me hyped on the. Oh my god, it's right on my head. It's Kyle MacLachlan, great actor. You probably don't know him, but yeah, Fallout looking good. So, let's see, Dylan Musk. So now read off the people that you have. Obviously, like we talked about, Taylor did take Ken Watanabe because we weren't here next year, so he's gone. But who are your remaining people?
All right, so I had John Krasinski. Very juicy point. Give me that shadow point for Mr. Fantastic. Amelia Clark, Mackenzie Davis, who is my 2-pointer, Lily Collins, Anna de Armas, Alison Brie, Shia LaBeouf, Lily James, and Daisy Ridley. That was my list right there.
There we go. My list, I had Javier Bardem. I had Vanessa Kirby as my gold star, Margaret Qualley, Giancarlo Esposito, Samara Weaving, Anna Taylor-Joy, Dacre Montgomery, Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, and I guess I already had Maya Hawke. I didn't think I had that, so maybe maybe my list is wrong, but I'm happy I do have her now. I might just have to change some things, but cool. I'm happy to keep her. Taylor Field, who do you have?
I got the absolute legend, Nick Cage, Naomi Scott, Mark Hamill, Donnie Yen, Siggs. I like how that's written in there. Bryce Dallas Howard, Ken Watanabe.
Singori
It actually took me
Okay.
like 3 hours to think like, who is Siggs?
Why didn't you
Yeah.
ask?
You
I
didn't want to
couldn't-
ask to.
That's
I
why he
couldn't
was
ask.
late.
Travis has already given me shit
too
in the
proud.
chat, so I couldn't ask. I was like, oh, it's Sigourney Weaver. It's Killian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, Killian Murphy, Ron Perlman, and the one and only Matthew McConaughey.
How many hours were you looking at Killian Murphy, being like, how do I say this?
I was typing on Google like pronunciation thing.
Yeah, phonetical.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go get the wheel now, Taylor. We're gonna pick the order, and then we'll go in the order of everyone dropping one or dropping their 5. We'll go around and figure that out. So Tiff, so this is who's gonna. Well, they can defer if they want to go first, last, whatever. Are we going 1 to 4? Is it snake order, or what's the ruling here?
You got to snake it, right?
Yeah, we'll snake
That
it.
seems the best
Snake
way
it
to do
up.
it.
Serpentine.
So Taylor, hit that
for the
wheel.
boys. Oh my god, I'm nervous.
So this is who's
Oh,
going first.
oh. It's rigged.
So
It's
Ta-
rigged.
Taylor's
Oh, it
going
is
first,
rigged.
so he's number 1 in the draft pool. Taylor, we have a winner, so there you go. I don't know. I actually think Taylor's ever been first. I'm excited to see him
definitely
pop
has,
off
so.
here. All right, so
It's too much power for Taylor.
Yeah, number 2, Taylor. Who's going next? So we got spin of the wheel, make the deal. It's gonna be Dylan
Thelonious.
Musk.
All right.
Okay, so
I'm
it
in
comes
there.
down to Kirklin, Patzer, and I for 3rd and last place.
Oh, this is juicy.
I would like very much to be ahead of Kirklin Patzer because I feel like we have some similar picks, but you never know. But it's not happening today.
Oh.
so.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. I get to be the last in snake. That's all right. That's not that close. I don't think that's so close to be like, oh, you know.
That's
so.
close. Look at that.
Nailed right
Oh,
Was at the edge of my
All
seat.
that's
right.
a girth.
Dylan Musk, as you kind of become well, let's see who's gonna get this. Who's gonna win? It's still not me.
Spin
It's
the
someone
record.
else.
His name just flies off. There.
But Dylan Musk, you become the Mr. Drive person. Could you create a new drive for this year to?
Sure.
Okay, so
I'm on it.
we will. So Taylor, you're looking at your list right now. I'm biding time for Dylan Musk. You know, let's take our first ad break. We're taking it nice and early. Though. We'll take it early because we're bringing up a document. Taylor has a little time to think right now on the spot. So we're gonna take our first ad break. You're gonna hear from some sponsors. Well, no, not sponsors this time. Just some advertisers and stuff like that. And we will be right back. And we're back. So Taylor Field, I would like you to read off who you are. Actually, Dylan, are you ready to go yet?
I mean, I'm
We
working
can
on
kill
it.
time. We can kill time. You know. Taylor, you
Well, I
excited
mean,
for Thor?
while you do Taylor's thing, I can record that while I format the rest of this.
Okay.
So it's all good. Keep going.
Show off this.
Was that an actual Starbucks cup, or did they just
Remember
put a
yesterday?
sticker
I'm
on
like,
it?
I got all these new colors. You're like, oh, that's cool.
He
Super
just printed. He
sarcastic.
prints a
Yeah.
sticker and puts it on all his cups, just so it looks
That's
like he's
It's
repping
like
the
Star
brand.
Dudes. Yeah, it's not actually Starbucks.
So Taylor Field, you can do this whatever order you want, but either who. Actually, let's say who you're dropping. Who are you dropping out of your list of 10?
So I drop all 5.
You have to
in
drop
one
5
go, right?
minimum. Yeah.
Or am I
you have-
dropping like one at a time and we
No,
go?
no, all
like,
5. It's a dump. It doesn't matter. So
It's a
you can drop
dump.
5. You can drop more if you want, but 5 the minimum.
I am going to drop Ron Perlman.
Okay.
I
I think it's a good drop.
he needs to go
Okay.
out of there. I'm gonna drop Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drop Cillian Murphy.
Oh,
So far, all of Taylor's drops have been the ones that he did last year. So the ones from 2 years ago still staying strong. But last year, not a good year for Taylor. So can I ask about McConaughey? I felt like you were pretty happy with that pick.
I was, but obviously nothing happened this past year, so he's
Nothing
out.
could happen again.
so now
Like,
it's
there's-
never gonna happen.
It's not happening next year either. This year, so
Okay,
we'll
fair enough.
we'll revisit that in like 2 years from now.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I'm gonna drop Ken Watanabe. You can have him back if you want, Dylan.
Dylan, you get-
I'm good. I'm good.
So
he was
literally-
good. He was chilling for a couple of years. He went from house to house, but I think he's ready to join the bench once again.
So you can make it 5 for 5, Taylor, and drop Bryce Dallas Howard to make all your picks from last year non-relevant.
Oh, that really was who I was kind of thinking. I'm not gonna lie. With I think I will. I think I will drop her.
Oh
And my
my
my reasoning behind that is I just feel like she's honestly more of just like kind of like an actor's seat. Like just wants to be at like or not
director's.
a director's seat. Yeah,
actor's
just
seat.
yeah, in the actor's seat. Acting.
They don't let
everything
her
but
stand when she
superhero.
acts. She always has to be sitting
Yeah.
in every scene.
But I just feel like this past, even with Mandalorian too, it's just been directing. And even when she was acting like Dominion, I feel like this is really like the only thing I can think of that she's acted in over the past few years. She's done so much more directing over this. So I just feel like maybe I'll revisit that in another year if she's taking up acting more. But I feel like it's just her transition.
All right, that's fair. Now we're on to Dilma. So Dylan, who would you want to be dropping to get down to
Well,
your 5? So you just got to
So
drop 4.
Taylor could drop more. Taylor, are you
Yeah,
dropping
sure.
any more?
I initially just had the 5 because I feel pretty good about my OGs.
I
All right.
you sold me on Bryce Dallas Howard. I do believe that, but still having like some of these picks over over who you have is crazy. But yeah. All right, so you're happy with your
Yeah.
5 then, Taylor, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dylan.
All right. Forgive me for all my misspellings, by the way. I'll try and fix those by the time we're done
Oh,
here, but
no judgment.
takes time. Okay, so Ken Watanabe, he's already gone. He's out of there. My team is pretty stale, right? Because I wasn't on last year, so my picks are all from 2 years ago. Some of those were from 3 years ago, and then we just added a new 5, right? So I have some outdated picks here now. Both Amelia Clark and John Krasinski have given me points already, so I think fair to kick them off.
Yep.
This one pains me a bit. Mackenzie Davis.
Oh.
I feel like, well, Travis, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you picked her originally and then dropped her, and then I maybe scooped her up.
No, I think
Does
you
that sound
scooped
like
her from me. I think I've
Okay.
never had Mackenzie Davis.
Okay, yeah, I think she's great. I just don't feel like she's exploded that much in
Yeah.
the last couple of years. I feel like I haven't really seen her in much, and I don't really know what she's doing. So, I would like to keep her, but I want to make room for some new fresh faces. So I'm gonna get rid of her as well.
Like, I'll show my cards. I think you're 100% right. Like, I'm not picking her just because I thought she was going to have a bigger career and it hasn't happened. Not saying it can't still happen all the time, but just lately, it's just I have someone on my list, same thing that I thought was, oh, yeah, this is going to be good for me, and just hasn't even been in much. You know, not even superhero stuff, just much mainstream stuff. So
Yeah. Next up, Lily Collins. She's great as well. I just don't think that one's going anywhere at this point in time. So I'm gonna get rid of her as well. Shia LaBeouf. I don't really know what went on, but Travis informed me maybe there's some controversy. So I think maybe I'll drop him from my list.
he's in a couple court cases for some sexual
Okay.
misconduct and stuff like that.
And not in
so-
like She-Hulk in the attorney's room.
No,
like in,
no,
like a
real,
real,
yeah, in real,
yeah.
like he's been dropped from a lot of projects and stuff. So, yeah, I
Mhm.
would not keep Shia around on the list there.
Right. So I'm down to 4 here. I'm definitely keeping Anna de Armas. I gotta. She's the bee's knees. I'll put it that way. Alison Brie. I'm gonna keep her as well. I actually think she's a pretty solid pick. I noticed that she recently did a voice in Star Wars Visions or something like that. So I feel like she's there. She's in that Disney family.
She was the She-Hulk type. Remember when they were casting?
Yes,
one
I do remember
Alison
that.
Brie
That's why I
type?
picked her. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? It was so yeah. Recently on a newscast, me and Kirklin were talking about Wonder Man, and one of the like directors, whatever it is, writers on that worked on Community. It was one of his big things. So Alison Brie was there. So maybe there's some friendships there that could be a thing. So I'm gonna keep Alison Brie. Lily James as well. I'm also gonna keep her. I think she's kind of an underrated, maybe understated kind of person. But she's also in the Disney family. She's done a couple things. And what was it recently? What was that show she was in? That Disney
Pam
Plus
and
show?
Tommy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because I've seen that like slide on Disney Plus as I log in. I had no idea it was her until I was like looking up stuff for this episode. I'm like, that's a crazy transformation, and I feel like that could get some eyes on her to do like some crazy different types of roles. So I'm gonna keep her there. The one that I was really, really debating on was Daisy Ridley, because obviously big Star Wars name. She's done some other stuff. Like I could see it happening, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna drop her, but it's like she was the last one on my list of like maybe keep. But I really want to get some fresh faces on my list this year. So see you later, Daisy Ridley.
So you got 7 people that you're going to be adding to your roster. That's going to be a big haul, but I'm excited to see it.
Yep.
So Kirk and Patzer, same for you. Who are you looking to drop from the KPs this season? Oh, he's muted. We're not going to hear much when he's muted. That's really unfortunate.
And you
Thanks for
didn't mute
telling
him
me.
this time.
No,
Thanks for
I
letting me
didn't
know.
do crap. I didn't do anything. No.
I'm gonna start off by getting rid of Saoirse Ronan off my list. I'm also gonna get rid of Domhnall Gleeson. I'm gonna get rid of Yaya. I'm also gonna get rid of Walton Goggins,
Oh.
and I'm also gonna
Of
get rid of
Ant-Man fame.
Rami Malek.
Oh my God, this list is. See you later list.
And this is the only time I can axe, right? I can't like later on be like, oh, I also want to get rid of this person.
Yeah, no, it's decided.
Yeah.
Do or die right now. Yeah.
I'm already at the 5, right? Yeah. Okay.
So you could stay or you could keep going.
I have a lot of new people though. That's the thing. It's like I do want to make room, but I still I'm still kind of liking my list. Yeah, let's leave it. Let's leave it for now. I'll stick with the 5.
Okay, some last here. So let's see here. Who do I want to go? I think I'm pretty happy with the
That is not how you spell Dackers.
drops. So
I'll just throw some other letters in
bakery.
there. Maybe
Keep
like
us bakery.
a couple R's. Maybe it's like an IE. You know, there we go.
Let's see. So
It's a great attempt.
So I definitely forgot. Okay, let me compare my list. Vanessa Kirby have. Javier I had. Giancarlo I had. I have someone on here that I wasn't supposed to. I have someone twice or something.
You were confused about Maya Hawk.
Yeah, because I don't know, but I think what it is I just had. Oh no, I know where I screwed up. I just had Gaga twice, so I had a lot. That's why I was screwing up here. But okay, so it doesn't matter however you spell his name. You can. No, hang on. Get rid of Giancarlo. I'm feeling more confident about getting rid of him. Get rid of Adam Driver. That was a last year. Like I had no one left. I had no one left on my lists really.
The
so
Star Wars sequel trilogy is off the list now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
they
Mark
went
Hamill's
away.
still on there somewhere. So.
Take off. Yeah, take Javier.
Ooh, okay.
Because it's kind of future too. Because there's just certain people I don't want other people to take. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I gotta drop 2 more. Oh my god.
I mean, you got to keep Lady Gaga. You would be silly to get rid of that one.
Yeah. And Daiquiri's just. Okay, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm taking a risk either way. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna drop Maya Hawk just because they're gonna do Stranger Things. So that's my hope, is that it keeps her busy. I want to get her back 1 year, so hopefully that happens. And because I'm not lying. I initially went in here, Daiquiri was a full drop, but it's just hard to let go of him because he's a young upstart. It's just tough for me to just say, yeah, bye, because I just feel like I would in the next year. He's Cyclops or something. And I'm just waiting for X-Men, all these young people. So it's just out of these ladies, who do I think? And I think I'm going to do a controversial play, and I'm going to take out my gold star from last year, Vanessa Kirby, just because I feel like she's starting to do more like awards-heavy stuff, and maybe she's doing that right now. And I did have Vanessa Kirby originally when we were in the Batman casting era, because I thought she was going to be a prime Catwoman pick and stuff like that, but that didn't happen. So... that's a tough one, but Margot, Anya, and Samara, I can't drop because I just feel like they're young starts. I could easily go there. Daiquiri's too big, and Lady Gaga, there's heavy rumors right now. So, and yeah, I haven't even seen Elvis, but people say he's great in Elvis, so I'm keeping him. But that was really hard, those last 2. So those are my new 4, or my current 5.
Sounds good.
All right, Taylor, so you get to go first. So for your first draft pick, this is the time you get to decide, was there any of the names that you heard drop that you would like to take?
Negative.
Okay, negative. So Taylor Field, who is your first draft pick, and are they over 40?
This is difficult because I have 2 that... The rest I don't think you guys have picked, but there's 2
that's the tough
potentials
thing.
here that I really do think one of you guys has. I just need to make sure I pick the right one. I'm gonna go with the safe pick. I'm gonna say Taron Egerton.
Oh, Taron Egerton. Okay, not a bad pick. He's been talking about Wolverine lately and stuff like that, and apparently he's met with Feige about something. So, okay,
All right. I'm gonna pull this off the screen for a bit.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, pretty faces.
Okay, so I'm next. Question: so there is someone I want to take from the drops.
Yep.
Does that put me back in the snake order though? Like now you guys would both go, or do I pick one of those drops and then pick like a new person as well right now? Because I want to take this person, but if it puts me that far behind in the draft and I have to let Kirklin and Travis both get 2 before me, that's very scary thought. I feel like a couple of mine are pretty.
I think you could do
high
the
up there.
drop and then your draft pick too, because then it's because the drop is because if you picked a drop person, you're giving up well, I'm not sure because you're giving up a draft pick. So there's the argument of what do you want more, the drop or your actual draft pick? So
Well, then you'd be getting also like 2 picks, right?
That's
Well-
true.
You'd be able to pick up.
Can I take one of those drops later then? Because then I would rather
yeah,
do
you could
that
take a drop later.
strategically.
Yeah, you could do a
Okay.
drop later. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's
easy.
fine then.
Done.
I will take the risk then, because there's a couple of these people I think I want to get beforehand. Okay, so my first pick is an actress I don't even really know of yet. I've just seen trailers for an upcoming movie that she's just so charismatic that I really want to get her in there. She's been in some Disney things recently, so she's there in the Disney world, maybe like prime for joining the MCU or something.
I don't like this.
I'm going to go with Keke Palmer.
Oh, that's a good pick. I didn't have her, but that's a good pick.
Okay, I was figuring she'd
she
be
has Nope
high.
coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe she'd be on your guys' radar, but
She should have been, to be honest. I didn't even kind of remember her, but yeah, that's a good pick there. So Keke Palmer and Taron Egerton. Okay, so Kirkland, you're up next.
Okay. God, this is so tricky. I feel like Travis has both of these, so. But which one is more likely? I'm gonna go with my heart here. I'm gonna take Glenn Powell.
Fuck off!
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to be ahead
yeah.
of Kirkland. God
As
damn
soon
it.
as I left Top Gun, I'm like, this person, like he was the first name on my superhero draft this year. Man, I love that guy. So, I hope it pays off for me.
Taylor, that's 2 Scream Queen picks back to back, Keke and Glenn Powell. You know, Scream Queen's representing strong right now. Can't pick Emma Roberts because she just got cast in Madam Web. So if we would have done it a couple earlier, but and yeah, we usually do this because we used to do this before Comic-Con. Comic-Con's back this year, so maybe there'll be some castings with that MCU roll up, but then also Thor. There could be a pop up. So, that's a tough one, but very good. Yeah, I think you might be alluding to other Top Gun people. That's honestly the only Top Gun person I had. I've gone back and forth with Miles Teller. I just don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm going to pick her, the next one. This is more, I think, future proofing, but she's just popping up everywhere. She's becoming like the new like internet starlet and whatnot. I'm going Jenna Ortega.
No,
you bastard.
I had to because she's just in everything, and every
Yeah.
time she's in something, people love her. And right now she's she's already filming the Wednesday Tim Burton thing, so that will be done. I just again feel like come X-Men time, come like Young Avengers time, she's just gonna be scooped up by somebody, and she's
that was my number
fantastic.
2. That was my number 2.
Yeah, and she's somebody that's just been great. Like since we saw her in You season 2, she's just popped up everywhere, and she's been great. So yeah, adding Jenna to
Great
my
pick.
fray. Yeah, thank
Great
you.
pick.
You get another pick right now as well.
Oh shit, I do. This is so I haven't even seen it, but just to pair with the daiquiri.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna roll back here because there's other things that I think people could pick. So I'm gonna take Leah Seydoux as well. Because
You bastard! That was my number 3. Oh, this always happens.
just because
Fuck.
Bond's done, so she's looking for a franchise.
Oh,
She's
I'm
gonna
so
be in
mad right
Dune,
now.
but I want Leah Seydoux to just be in something long term. Like I'm happy to see her in Crimes of the Future. Like she's great, but she's somebody that I can't remember when. She's like in one of the Mission Impossibles. They're just like, oh yeah, I like her enough as an actress, but man, she's like climbing up to like my top 10. I think she's probably up there in my top 10 of just like people now that when her name's on something, I want to see what she does. Death Stranding. So I'm adding Leah to the fray. I'm very sorry about that, Dylan.
Yeah, I took a gamble. I thought Keke would be higher up people's list, so I wanted to grab that first. But yeah, those were my 2 and 3 that you just stole right from beneath my feet.
All right, so now it's Kirklin again.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. So I'm gonna take Joseph Quinn off the list, Mr. Eddie from Stranger Things.
That's a good one.
Big fan favorite. So I really hope that popularity just gives him a big role in something superhero related. So.
Did you keep Joe Keery as well?
Yeah.
So you got the Stranger Things crew going on right now.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that's a good one. He had a big breakout performance, so you could definitely see him in some stuff. So, all right. So now it is back to Dilmas. Who's your fourth pick?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming you guys now don't have any of the drops on your radar, so I'm probably safe to leave one or more of those kind of in the wings. Or I guess I can only pick
Famous
one.
last
so.
words.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm already like so disheartened. Like after losing both of those. That's fine though. I'm gonna keep the Stranger Things train rolling. I'm gonna go with Sadie Sink, who is
Oh, she was on
I
my
forget what the
list.
name
Max,
of her
right?
character is.
Max, yeah.
Yeah, but
She's great.
she was also in Travis. What was that horror movie trilogy?
Fear Street.
Yeah,
and she has a
she was
big
in
movie
there.
coming up too called The Whale. So
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if that one would happen this year. I feel like she might be kind of busy, but yeah, that one's one I kind of want to have locked down for potentially the future. So
yeah, that's
scooping
I
that
had
one
her.
up.
Yeah, I had that was coming up. That she was in the next 2 picks. So Taylor Field, you get 2 picks back to back here because you're number 1, so you're gonna snake order. So what you going with?
Keeping with Stranger Things, I'm actually gonna do Millie Bobby Brown on my list here.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she's ever been on one of our lists, has she?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like she's been talked about, but no, not yet. So
Solid
and,
pick.
then, and now Taylor, you get another one. Are you gonna be Stranger Things again?
Keep it strange.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No Winona Ryder for you?
No. I actually would like to put Miles Teller down on my list.
Oh, okay.
I know you mentioned it, Travis. I thought, fuck.
So does he go
Miles
to
and
DC
Millie.
for you,
You liked
or
his
do you think
performance in
he gets
Spiderhead?
in Spiderhead? Oh yeah,
I see him in MCU, to be honest.
Mr.
over
Fantastic, Redemption arc.
DC. I don't know, because I mean that's something that was kind of talked about, right? Wasn't it with Mr. Fantastic? Because I think I saw some stuff online of people talking about that, but no, I don't really know.
No,
where I would
he
place
started
him.
as
He
Mr.
was
Fantastic
Mr.
in a movie.
Oh, did he start as Mr. Fantastic in a movie? Is that what
He's
people
done
are
it
talking about?
before.
Yeah.
What point did he do it before? Oh, that
that
fucking
one.
movie,
The
right?
The one that
Wow.
Kirkland and Cher gonna watch one time.
I totally fucking forgot about that. Fuck, there's a reason I blocked that movie out of my
Yeah, it's
memory.
funny, Taylor. I don't know if I think I might have just told Travis the story, but I think when we were watching, I don't know, something with him, it was probably like Divergent, whatever that show was, and then Miles Teller was on. Shay's like, "Is he too old to be Mr. Fantastic?" And then I had to break the news. I'm like, "He already was."
Yeah.
I'm sticking with
enough.
it. MCU though, I think they'll touss him in there. It happened with Chris Evans, so it can happen with Miles Teller.
Yeah, you're true. As Bob said, since Top Gun, I honestly wouldn't be against him as Reed nowadays. I wouldn't either, but we've just kind of crossed that road now. But you never know. They brought back Charlie Cox. They brought,
true.
you never know. So, Kirkland Patzer, it's back to you.
I think you just skipped me, didn't you?
No, it's back to it's back to Dale. My bad.
What happens?
Okay.
You skip a year, you lose your pick order.
Yeah, I lose.
Yeah.
All my picks get stolen, all this good stuff. Let's see. Oh, my list is just like a wasteland now. No, I got some good ones here, but I'm a bit bummed about those other ones getting stolen. I'm going to go, you talked about Jenna Ortega from You. I'm going to go with Penn Badgley. He is the main guy from You. I can't remember if anyone's had him before. I feel like it would have been on last year's list, so maybe not.
I think
but,
he's always talked about because You's been pretty
Yeah.
popular the past 3 years. So I think we've all flirted with
Right.
the idea. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to go with him.
Kirkland Patzer, who you add into the roster?
All right. This is an interesting one because I wrote down like a handful of the ones that you guys dropped, and I don't know if I'm ready to commit to those. It sounds like maybe Dylan's the only one that's really eyeballing a drop pick, and I don't know if
Ooh.
we'll be the same in that sense.
You're showing your cards.
Yeah.
Or is he? Is he
Yeah.
trying to reverse psychology to make
Go
you
for
get
it,
that
Dylan.
drop pick?
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Pick it
yeah.
next.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is so tricky. I'm gonna kind of flip a coin here. Two characters from Euphoria. I'm gonna take Maud Apatow. What was her character's name? Alexi. Like the good sister that was falling in love with
The good sister.
Fez.
It is Lexi, yeah.
Yeah, Alexi. Okay, yeah. I'm taking her. I don't know what it is. I just like see her being like a mutant or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know. I there's something about her. I feel like she would just fit in with like the younger cast, and yeah, I really liked her in it. So
There you go. So now it's me, eh? So you said you're flipping a coin, Kirklin, and I wonder who else on that coin, because it's not Sydney Sweeney, because we know she's Mad Web, and she would have been on
she's
me
getting
and
cast and
Kirkland's.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, she would have been on me and Kirkland's list, like number 1 and 2, if we didn't get her. So
Oh yeah.
I gotta get the other blonde from Euphoria, and I gotta pick Hunter Schafer.
that was it,
100%. I think I agree with people, whether it's Spider-Gwen, whether it may be anything. I think that is a really good pick. I think, as we've talked about before, she's a great actress. Check out our Euphoria review, and I just feel like, also just from like a political angle too, if the like they, as a trans actor or actress, that's the best way to actually make a stand, because so far Marvel and DC have been like, yes, we have trans characters, but they're just people in the background. They're not, they don't have big roles. Like I think there is someone in Far From Home, I think, one of the characters, but there's not been an actual, hey, one of our mainstay characters is representing this community to the fullest. So, and above all else, she's just fantastic. Go watch Euphoria.
Yeah.
Go watch the second season, or the second season 1 finale when Rue leaves and all that shit. It's just a shot of her crying for minutes upon minutes, and it's some damn good shit. So yeah, I'm picking Hunter Schafer. I had to do that because I wasn't sure if she was on your board, Kirkland, but when I heard you say 2, I thought, I gotta maybe get her a bit earlier than whatnot. So
Show my cards too much there. Yeah, no, it like everything you listed off, I completely agree with, but it's just something in me. I'm like, maybe it's not the easy answer here. Maybe I got to look for like someone that's a little bit more of a background character. So that's why I went with Maud, but great pick.
I'm not gonna lie, and I don't have her. I thought you might have also been talking about Maddie as well too, because she's been making the rounds. But
it's I was bouncing around the idea. She didn't actually make my list. She's too much of a meme machine, and like her just like going off and swearing, it's just hard for me to like picture that in like a comic book role. But
so I got my penultimate pick, because I got my 10th one secured, because I think it's a pick none of you are gonna pick, so that's why I'm happy with that. It's just this one. I got a veteran, I got a newcomer, I got someone in the middle, I got someone that's been in DC, so it's like a one-sided would they go to Marvel. I just don't know if I want to. I'm gonna pick Jodie Comer. She was the female lead in Free Guy. She was Rey's mom in The Rise of Skywalker. But she also was in Killing. She's a fantastic actress. Go watch. She was go watch The Duel. She did not get enough credit. She should have been nominated for an Oscar. She was fantastic. I'll explain some of my other picks later. But yeah, she's just something I could see. I have some pick right now that I think has a good shot of being in Marvel, but I don't know for sure. They've already been in DC. So yeah, Jodie Comer. I'm happy with that pick. So that's me.
Nice.
Now it's Kirkland again for your. Is it your now? It's your 9th pick, right?
my 9. Yep. I have 8. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm taking Maya Hawke here. I'm
I
taking
have
the
Maya
drop
Hawke.
pick. You dropped her, didn't you?
No, I kept Maya Hawke.
I thought you dropped
You
her.
dropped
Did I
her.
drop her?
Pretty sure
Yeah.
you
Oh
dropped
yeah, I
her.
did. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. No.
Nice
I,
try.
Nice try.
I
Nice
tried with
try.
Stranger Things. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I had Hunter Schafer too. You can't take her. Yeah, no, I'm taking my Hawk here. I was sad that you got her last year, and
That's fair.
I was licking my lips when you dropped her just now. But there were some good drops. I'm not gonna lie. There was quite a few that, even some that I dropped, I'm like, I could still see them on there. But
Oh yeah, I just redraft my drops. But yeah, good pick. This will be the year she gets cast, and I'll be pissed about it next year. So
I would feel so happy about that. Just rub that in your face. Yeah.
Dilmas.
Yeah, that was not the drop I was gonna grab, so I'm feeling good about that. I still have
Nice.
mine hanging in the wings. Let's see here. I don't think anyone would pick this. Jeez. I'm wishing I kept a couple of mine now that I got those other two swept from under me, but that's okay. I'm gonna go with another guy who I don't know. Maybe it could be a bit surprising, but I've been watching Barry, which is a very good show,
Ooh.
and so I'm gonna pick Bill Hader. I don't know what he would do,
Mr.
but I think he
Fantastic.
is actually very well rounded. He's a great writer and all that too. I don't know where he would go, so it's a bit nebulous, and maybe I'm just picking it because I'm a bit hyped on that show right now. But I'd like to see where he would end up in the superhero world.
I'm just glad someone else from GeekVerse is watching Barry, because I just feel like I'm like Hannibal again, where I'm screaming into the void and no one's watching it. Just like Hannibal, Dylan was the first one to watch it. All you guys got to watch Barry.
Yep.
It's fucking fantastic. How far are you into it, Dylan?
I am on episode 7 of season 1, so I just
yeah.
jumping into the finale here of season 1.
It just climbs and climbs, and it's not a show that like waits around. It like has big moments, and Bill Hader directs a lot of that. That's why I
Yeah.
honestly think he could be more in the DC route, because they have a bit more creative freedom over there. So if he got to do directing as well as the starring or something, but no, he's fantastic. I've always said I want him as Reed, but I don't think we're getting him as Reed. So
Yeah.
Taylor, so this is your penultimate pick right here. I just want to see what is Taylor's list going on here. Can you go
fine.
down?
Bring it
Good.
up.
That's a strong list.
I just want to see his age category if he's. Let's see. So yeah, he got some youngins this year.
Some young talent in there for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So this pick, this person, it's a comeback. They're on my list for a long period of time, and I made a bad call. It's a bad call, and it bopped me hard. I'm gonna put Matt Damon back on there.
Oh man.
I got some feelers out for him, and
Now you're not gonna get points for Thor: Love and Thunder if he has a cameo in that, because he'd be playing the
It
same
has to
character.
be a
Okay.
new character,
Yeah,
new character.
okay.
Yeah.
You really think it's gonna happen after you missed out that Deadpool Thor Ragnarok year where you could have got 2 points for him? You think he's gonna come back and be in some other
The
stuff?
fact that he was there twice, I think they could easily just throw him in. Again, I'm mad that I never put Sam Neill on my list. That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, that was right for you. Yeah, and Nick Cage. It took years.
Wait, where was Sam Neill?
Yeah,
what
Thor
are you doing?
Ragnarok.
He was with
plays Odin
Matt Damon. Yeah.
in the play when they're doing the retelling. Yeah,
I'll
he
have to take
was-
your
the
word
eye
for it. I
patch
can't
up.
even-
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So good. It's so good.
It's him as Odin, Matt Damon's Loki, and Chris Hemsworth's older brother as Thor.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a whole.
That's
I
funny.
think so. Well, let's take our next ad break here before everyone's, except for Dylan's, but everyone else's final picks. We'll build a little drama. So we will be right back. And we're back with Taylor's 10th and final pick of the 2022 draft. Taylor, you got to end it on a big one here. What are you going with? All M's except for Taryn as well for Taylor. He's got a young and M. There's always themes with Taylor.
Millie Miles Matt.
Yeah.
This is tough because one has just been like heavily rumored, but I don't know if I'll go with it. But then the other one is just purely just like I feel like this person would play themselves in a movie.
Huh.
This is tough. This is really, really tough. It's 50-50.
What does your heart tell you?
It's telling me fuck all, actually. I don't. It's not giving me any help right now. Neither is my mind. Fuck.
Listen to your balls,
You
Taylor.
can put in the wheel.
Yeah.
balls.
You can put in the wheel.
Some manscape going on. That'll help me get through this. You know what? Maybe I should do the wheel. Fuck. I will. I'll leave it up to the wheel right now. Okay, here we go.
Damn.
So I'll tell. So who are the two picks?
I'm not gonna say. You gotta. I'll say it when it
This is
pops
your
up
last
in the
pick.
wheel here.
It
I know,
doesn't
but it's gotta
matter.
be in the wheel here. Because then when you guys will see it, then everyone else will know it too. Because I'll read it out.
I just meant for the audio listeners, but that's okay. We'll adjust. We'll play along.
Okay.
Okay. So Taylor's bringing up the wheel right now. We'll remove this. Here he
So
goes.
Tom Cruise
Or Hugh Jackman.
or Hugh Jackman. I'm convinced. I think Hugh Jackman could play as Hugh Jackman in Deadpool 3. I really think it could happen. Then Tom Cruise, I'm thinking just all the rumors. After seeing that Feige just went ahead and just caved to fans wanting
Krasinski.
Krasinski as Reed Richards. Think, okay, well he's open to like doing like a maybe they could kill off Tom Cruise as Iron Man in his universe. Like it could happen. So just for the fan purpose, and I'm really torn between this. So
That's fair. I think there's some good reasons. Hit that spin. Let's see what happens. This is your
the
10th
spin.
pick. Yeah. I think
gonna
you
be
have some
interesting.
valid reasons here. You never know what could happen. It's gonna.
Oh, I
it's
feel
almost
good with
close.
that though. I feel good with the Jackman pick.
Good. So Hugh Jackman gets the win right there. He's on Taylor's 10th list. So there you go. And now it would not count if he's playing like.
He can't play Wolverine. Like he
Okay.
needs to play
you
like
go.
Hugh Jackman is what I'm going.
Or a
for
different
here.
comic book
Or-
character.
Yeah.
Like he's Xavier this go around, you know.
I like that pretty much. I like that literally half your list have already played Marvel characters in the past. That's kind of fun.
That's their new MO.
Nick Cage, yeah.
Donnie Yen, he ever since he was in Blade 2, he's just itching to get back into the MCU.
He's itching. Dylan, what are you itching for? What number pick is this for you? Is it 6th or 7th?
I think I'm on. I think I have 7, so I'm on to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at here. Sheesh. Where do I want to go next? Do I want to do my Steel now? I think I can probably save that. But then again, Travis is always there, always waiting.
I was there, Gandalf.
Yeah, I think all of my other ones are kind of low key, so I'll go with my Steel now, just so it doesn't get swiped. But I'm gonna go with Bryce Dallas Howard. I think that is a solid pick from you, Taylor, and I'm glad that you dropped her. I'm gonna swoop in there.
There you go. So Kirklin, it's your final pick now.
Yes. I say this one for the end. This is like definitely a heart pick. Maybe not. Maybe this is me picking from my heart, not my brain. Like, you know, I feel like this maybe might be one of the least likely, but I really want him to appearing in something. It would definitely be Marvel. And I don't know. I think he'd be a great villain. I'm going Michael Shannon here. I really want to see him back on screen. I love Michael Shannon. I just watched Night Before not too long ago. Man, I love his character in that. And
Mr. Green.
yeah, we're gonna be talking about it later. But like the Amsterdam trailer, like I completely forgot that he's a part of that. Like I just love Michael Shannon. He's such a gem. So I really want him to pop off in Marvel. He was Zod already in DC, so I don't think he would be popping back into that realm.
Oh, he's gonna be back next year. Remember?
For which one
Flash.
is that?
He's back.
For as Zod?
Yeah, Zod. Yeah.
Oh wow, man,
yeah,
I'm excited to see that. So yeah, Michael
It sounds
Shannon.
really, yeah.
Oh shit, forgot about that.
You said that. I didn't even see him in the Amsterdam trailer. I watched it, but I glazed over or something. So,
Yeah,
oh yeah, great pick. One of the best around. Very underrated guy.
absolutely.
This is tough. I had a pick that just came to my mind, but I actually put her on next year's draft list because none of you know her name, but you've seen her and stuff. So I'm happy to keep that. So I got something in the
What's her name?
barrel for next year.
What's her name, Travis?
Nicole Kidman.
Oh, okay.
Upstart. Never heard of. No.
Very underrated. Yeah.
This one I have lots of different routes I could go. Like I have a pro and con for each of them, I feel. So I'm just gonna go with the guy who's hot right now. I'm gonna go Austin Butler. He's Elvis right now. He's in Dune. He's playing like the primary villain, it sounds like, in Dune Part 2. And whether it's Warner Brothers, whether it's MCU, I just feel like he's young. He has lots of future ahead of him. I think that he's like between Elvis, which lots of people are saying he's gonna get nominated for an Oscar. I don't know if he'll win it because we still got the fall to come, but he's just getting lots of heat right now, and he could have the same trajectory as far as Brie Larson when she did Room and she got lots of heat and won an Oscar and then right away cashing on a Marvel movie. Now he's in Dune, so it might not be in the next little while, but if it sounded like Fantastic Four and X-Men, look at Mahershala Ali. He got cast in 2019. His movie's still not out. It's 3 years later. So it's like just because he's like filming something right now, and especially in the MCU or in DC, the Rocket took over 10 years for him to actually get Black Adam made. So doesn't mean he's off tail. So yeah, Austin Butler is my 10th and final pick. So now, Dylan, you got the floor is yours for 2 more picks.
I got 2 here. Okay. I think I'm locked in with one of them. And okay, so
Well-
I'll just what? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, is this 9th one? Is that the one you thought I was gonna maybe snag?
No, I think this was just a random pick. So I
Okay.
picked Ken Watanabe a couple years ago, not thinking that like, oh, he's gonna be like Wolverine or something. Like I just thought he was gonna be a random character who's like in some movie as like a very small side character.
Someone's
and I
dad.
kind of like doing that. So I'm gonna do it again with another guy named John Reynolds, who I believe was also in Stranger Things. I think he plays like a cop in Stranger Things. He was I've seen him in a couple other just random like smaller comedies. He's just kind of a goofy looking guy. But I don't know. I think he's decent. I don't see him in a leading role in any way. At least not at this point in his career. But I think I could just see him being like one of those characters who just pops up and it's like, oh, this guy was in like, Thor: The Dark World. I totally forgot about that. Like one of those kind of just small roles. So I'm gonna pick up him.
He
so
was
yeah, I
a
was
cop.
saving.
He was a cop. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So I was saving that one to the end because I figured no one's gonna be close to him.
He was in Horse Girl as well, Dylan.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. Some Alison Brie crossover.
Mhm.
Save Yourselves is the other movie I've seen with him, which was a very strange movie. Now my last pick here.
Mhm.
I've done my steal already. Oh, jeez.
It's
Took
tough.
him. Oh. Do I go with an old classic character or someone who's an up and comer? What do you guys think?
Well, that's tough when we don't know the contest we put on the wheel. No,
Put it on the
Like a
wheel.
real up and comer.
by classic,
real up-and-comer.
what is at least the age of this
Over
classic?
40. Taylor
Like-
Field
Like
era.
40s to 50s, like a very much a Taylor kind of pick for sure.
You got to go with it. That's instant. Oh, yeah.
I don't know this up and comer though.
I think you could just think which one's better for me in casting in 2023 to 2000, like now versus a 2024, and that's where maybe the up and comers later. But then at the same time, maybe they get snagged this year and you regret it. You know?
You know what? I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm trying to just look up something very quickly here. Okay, so this guy has only been in one thing
Oh shit!
in his career, acting career, and I honestly don't know if he just like did this one movie and he's like not gonna be an actor after that. I have no idea. I didn't do my research enough, but I'm just gonna go for it anyway. He is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, Cooper Hoffman, who was in Licorice Pizza last year, which is a movie I did not like, to be fair, but I think he was quite good in it. And I don't know. I could just see, like, obviously got the name there, which is a big name. So, yeah, a very kind of random pick, but I think this guy, is probably in like the 15 to 20 range on my list, maybe even lower. But honestly, a lot of my things got swiped, so that's just how things go. So I'm gonna go with this one.
I think he'll gonna keep acting. The movie was very mixed with people, but at least like it got on the awards circuit, and that's a big thing. So.
There you go.
Well, there we are. So, Dylan, can you scroll down to Taylor so Taylor can read off his new list? He might have his, but just in case he doesn't. So, Taylor Field, read off your 10 that next time we meet around July 6, 2023, we will be talking about the winners, the losers, the points, all this, and who is your gold star. I can't believe you still have Naomi Scott. Fuck.
Yeah, she was your gold star last year.
So if I choose her as gold star, does she go +4 now? Is that how it
She goes
works?
-4, actually.
keep-
Keeps multiplying.
Yeah,
Times
no.
16 if you hold on to that first year.
Wow. Yeah, Naomi Scott, number 1 there. Nick Cage, number 2. Donnie Yen, number 3. Mark Hamill, number 4. Sigourney Weaver, also known as Siggs, at number 5. Taron Egerton, number 6. Millie Bobby Brown, number 7. Miles Teller, number
6.
8. Matt Damon at number 9. Hugh Jackman at number 10. And for my lucky one this year, I'm going to put that down on Taron Egerton.
All right. Moving it around. Sharing the load.
Dylan Musk, you want to read off your list and give us your gold star?
I do want to do that. I have on my list Anna de Armas, Alison Brie, Lily James, Keke Palmer, Sadie Sink, Penn Badgley, Bill Hader, Bryce Dallas Howard, John Reynolds, and Cooper Hoffman. Oh, man. What do I want to do here? I honestly think some of mine maybe won't happen this year, but like might be solid, like just really good picks to have in the wings for next year. I'm gonna go with Anna de Armas.
The gold star.
I'm gonna go with Anna de Armas. I think it's time. This year is the time.
You might not be wrong. Kirklin Patzer.
Alrighty. If I wrote down my list properly, I got Joseph Quinn, Maya Hawke, Michael Shannon, Maude Apatow, Glenn Powell, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Henry Golding, Joe Keery, and the man himself, Keanu Reeves. I'm gonna switch up my star this year around, or this time around. I'm gonna, just to spite Travis, I'm going Glenn Powell for my big old star on that. I really hope I get him. It'll upset Travis, and then even if it's starred, it'll upset him even more. So.
Yeah, and I think, is her name Maude or Maud Apatow?
I think it's Maud.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, you got to take her
Gary's
off your
Maud.
list now.
Apatow mod.
Oh, finally, for my 10 heroes that are going to get me the win this year, finally, I'm looking for it. Bakery Montgomery, Margaret Qualley, if I can't even say her name, Samara Weaving, Anya Taylor-Joy, Lady Gaga, Jenna Ortega, Lea Seydoux, Hunter Schafer, Jodie Comer, and Austin Butler. I got to do the obvious because this happened with me last year or a few years ago with John Cena. I had him. There were squad rumors, but I couldn't get the point because there's no confirmation. I threw that 2-star in John Cena, so that's where I got to throw that 2-star on Lady Gaga. Now, if talks fall out, it hurts me big time, but I think Lady Gaga, Joker 2, it's pretty much a done deal. We're just waiting for that full-on press release cast photo. So Lady Gaga is my gold star, like she should be. She's already a gold star. I'm making her an Omega gold star now.
It's a great gold star to have.
Well, there we go. We did it, ladies and gentlemen, and we will, as the other drafts, like we've done with the other ones, we'll keeping tallies. We'll update you. Hopefully it's not like the video game draft where Kirklin just fucking destroys us in the first 2 months and everything like that. I'm not on SideQuest this week, but fuck you, Sony, for Forspoken. That was my last chance at making a run at Kirklin, and it's game over. But it's not game over. It's Daredevil in the MCU because we just met him in No Way Home not too long ago, and now apparently we're going to be meeting him a little bit more. So there were some nuggets from an insider right now. I think it's like a C. I wish there was a in between of C plus and C, but it's I'd say it's around the C area just to play it safe. But there's a few nuggets that came out of this about the Echo show that is filming right now, so we might get to hear more about that, whether it's D23 or Comic-Con coming up. So Echo is going to feature Daredevil and Kingpin, like we've heard. Supposedly Daredevil's going to be in about 4 episodes. Kingpin's going to be roughly 3. Actually, I might have that flipped around. I'll take a look at the article in a second. It's confirmed that Daredevil will have a red and black suit, not knowing if that is like the Netflix just copy or if it's something equivalent to that. And then the 2 main story points for both these characters are Kingpin is supposedly trying to run for mayor, and Daredevil's looking for Jessica Jones, who it's not been confirmed yet, but the idea is for Jessica Jones to be played by the one and only Kirsten Ritter. So I got to throw to Dilmas, who is my Netflix brother over here. Now, I want to ask you a question that when I read this, I was peculiar on where they say Kingpin might be running for mayor, right? And ever since we got Kingpin and Hawkeye and Daredevil and Spider-Man, we've been going back and forth, like, are they just actors playing the same characters again, or are they the same versions? And I feel like, and I won't get into spoilers, but I feel like when we last left Kingpin in Daredevil season 3, I don't think he was in a spot where he could run for mayor. I feel like a lot of bad stuff came out and went down. Now, again, he supposedly was alive during the blip or the snap, so maybe he somehow repaired his image or something. But what do you think about, just one, about maybe the Netflix continuity, and 2, just the idea of, so I don't think we even talked about like the Echo show, like where is that on your spectrum of like MCU anticipated projects at all?
Yeah, I guess after Hawkeye, I really liked that show, but just the Echo character, like I didn't know if it had enough going for it to really keep me gripped as an entire series, but seeing like at least the episode count of how often we're going to see these characters, that's obviously very exciting. Okay, here's a weird thing, right? So they just like Disney just changed the title of Jessica Jones on Disney Plus, right?
AKA Jessica Jones.
That is such a weird thing to me that like why would you do that? It seems so bizarre to me. And I don't know if like that's because they're trying to differentiate the title so that if they do a Jessica Jones show, they have that room, or if they're doing that because it's going to somehow tie into like this version of Jessica Jones. But it honestly just seems like some random thing that an intern was like had access to the files one day and just changed the numbers or something. But
I think you're right about
weird.
I think if they're gonna do a Jessica Jones show and just for search engine reasons, now that won't pop up as much because it would be AKA Jessica Jones, and then when they do Jessica Jones, that's what you're looking for. I honestly think that could be it because it's that was so random when that happened last week. Like why now? But they got something cooking.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think these characters are the continuity of the Netflix shows. Not even because of what you said of like him running for mayor, which is a interesting concept. I just don't think they want to deal with that baggage. And I mean that also is weird because what's his name? Mahershala Ali plays a villain in Luke Cage. And yeah, and now he's Blade, so that like you already have some weird stuff there. So I think they're just going to say that this is the same. It's the same actors playing the same characters, but it's not that same continuity. I mean, I don't know how much they care about that Cottonmouth thing specifically if they don't even do Luke Cage as Mike Coulter's his name, right? So Yeah, I don't know. It's very messy, but man, these characters are going to be in the show a lot, and that's pretty exciting to me. That it sounds like Daredevil will somewhat be in She-Hulk as well, to some extent, right? So man, he's going to be he's all up in there. That's very exciting for me.
Oh yeah, and there's rumors he's getting his own show. Well, the rumors that him getting his own show are from like A-tier scoopers. So again, that could be confirmed the next few months. So yeah, I'll go next just because like I got the Netflix history where I think what they're going to do with the continuity now, especially with this mayor stuff, is they're never going to confirm it, but they're never going to go against it. So you could be like, how did Kingpin get back to being in the public eye? Well, he was away for 5 years, and figure that out on yourself because it doesn't really matter for this story, you know? So I feel like they're never going to contradict it, but they're never going to confirm it, which like I'm fine with at the end of the day. I'm just happy we got these actors back. I hope they use Kingpin in a better way than they did in Hawkeye. I don't think anything was wrong from a super chat from John Campion. I don't understand.
Whoa.
I have no idea what that. So John Campion is someone, I don't know if you're actually still watching, sir. You're someone I've watched for years. Like the first two podcasts I ever got into was Schmoes and John Campion. And I agree. I don't think they're on continuity Netflix shows, but I think they'll borrow a lot of elements from them. If it's actually you, very cool. If it's just a troll, that's very random to do. But again, thank you very much, sir. But if you are the real you, thank you, because you were one of the inspirations to get into doing this, because I watched John Campion's show all the time before I started a podcast, and the whole ESPN for movies and TV shows, that's one of the main reasons I did that. So thank you very much, sir. But yeah, I think with the Echo show, I don't have much interest in that character from what the show has given me. Taking out some stuff I know about comic books, just from what Hawkeye did, I don't have much interest in it. But adding people like Daredevil, Kingpin, things like that, I do hope for the show that if you have Daredevil and Kingpin in 3, 4, 7 episodes, that it still stays Echo's show, because I want her to get a chance to grow. And I don't want it to be... I think it's smart to put Daredevil in there as a big advertisement for people that may not know Echo or didn't watch Hawkeye. Hey, you can watch Kingpin and you can watch Daredevil, those old actors back doing this again. I just don't want them to overcrowd it and people just tune in for those characters and not Echo, because I liked the idea of Echo. I just thought we rushed a little bit. The rumors of the black and red suit, that to me makes sense, just because there was rumors of the yellow suit. I just don't see that happening. And and the whole running for mayor thing, I think that's lots of fun. We've talked about this before, where there's a storyline where Norman Osborn like runs and becomes president, right? Right now they don't have access to that character, but if they were to do that with Kingpin equivalent, where he's a super shady guy, criminal underworld, but he's the mayor and is even, I think much like The Boys, you could parallel a lot to real things in life with Kingpin being in that position, having all that power and masking as a good guy. There's tons of interesting story there, like trying to blame Kingpin, like, no, I'm just a good guy trying to fix New York City, and why he's looking for Jessica Jones. I bet you could just make it as Daredevil knows that Jessica Jones has something bad on Kingpin, and that would help expose him, and that'd be fun of like him mentioning Jessica Jones and stuff like that. But Kirklin Patzer, what do you think about these reports of, you got a lot in here, mentions of Jessica Jones, Fisk and Daredevil being multiple episodes, a mayor run, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, just to start it off, like I haven't seen Jessica Jones or anything. I haven't finished Daredevil. Like I'm pretty much like just dipping my toes in the Netflix shows. I'll definitely have to get through them before these ones come out. But so like that's my point of view going on this. But honestly, it's all great. It's all great news. Like I think the Jessica Jones stuff is really, really promising. The whole concept of Kingpin possibly going for mayor, I think that's super, super fun and exciting. Like I've always loved that idea of Norman actually a character like Norman like being in that position of actual like political power, but also just being like super shady. I mean, that's like what we got in the Spider-Man PS4 game, right? Is like that type of role. And I always thought Kingpin and someone like Lex Luthor, like I always kind of like saw them similarly, where like they're very charismatic, but they're also like very shady and like very shady. So someone who could pull that off, like by like winning like the public over, like with this like false promise. I think that's so entertaining, and you could just power out like a full series on that alone. I think that would be a really, really good villain to have. So I think that's great. Obviously, like I can't speak too much about like the other Jessica Jones stuff, because I just don't know that character. I really like Kristen Ritter, so I'm assuming that's awesome. I haven't heard like a bad thing about that show, so Yeah, that's really cool. I like the.
It's got
suit
some bad
texture.
seasons.
I was gonna
Let's
just
put it that way.
yeah.
The
But
first
she's
season's
never-
amazing. First
She's
season,
never bad in
definitely
it.
amazing.
You know that's the thing.
yeah.
You know.
I feel like just over like from certain people maybe that I work with have talked about the show. It's like it's good. Like it's pretty good. It's not like the best show by any means, but nobody has said like, oh, this show is absolutely god awful. So maybe that's where I'm coming from there. But yeah, I think that's all great news. I think the Echo stuff. Like I found the character interesting enough from Hawkeye, and it was one of those things where I'm with how it was left off. I'm not racing to that finish line to like get more Echo stuff, but I still want to find out more. So yeah, like I'm intrigued for when we get there. But yeah, all in all, I think this is all thumbs up news. So that's a good thing. It's not like I got a news article. It's like, oh my gosh, another bad thing happening. You know, it's nice not to have that.
Daredevil canceled. Charlie Cox recast with Vin Diesel. You know.
Oh no.
Yeah. Taylor, what about you? Where are you feeling on? You know, are you excited to see Kingpin try and become mayor?
I think
If
it's
true.
a story. It's a story dynamic that I'm definitely intrigued for because yeah, it's like the Danny DeVito's Penguin running for mayor kind of thing, and I'm always for that kind of a narrative. So sign me up. The takeaway from that though, like I guess I understand Kingpin and Echo, their relationship and dynamic and development for an Echo show. That makes sense because we got the tidbit of that in Hawkeye, where Kingpin is definitely really closely associated with the deaths that were very dear to Echo. And now when you have Daredevil brought in, I feel like 3 episodes out of 6 is definitely it's not enough to take away from Echo, but if the show's called Echo, it's supposed to be about Echo. I still feel like Daredevil as a character on his own is still subject to possibly detracting people's focus from Echo and the development and thinking, okay, like I just want to see Daredevil, like especially big major fans that were hugely invested in the Netflix show are going to come into this and just be watching it solely for the Daredevil, I feel like. And I feel like it won't do like it'll be a disservice to Echo a little bit in that sense. I feel like if you're going to bring Daredevil in, you should maybe limit it down a little bit less than that. And sure, maybe it could be like 1 minute, if that, for an episode. Like who knows how much
1
screen time it'll
minute?
really be. Yeah, he's in 3 episodes, so it could be literally like
okay.
1 minute for
I
like
thought
the
you were
first
saying
episode.
you would prefer him to be in 1 minute versus 3
No,
episodes.
no,
I
it
was
could be like a
you're crushing
minor,
me.
a minor cameo is how they could classify
Like
it.
No Way
even.
Home.
So exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do it, as long as they don't just track away from Echo, because I want to get to kind of know that character more and see this dynamic with Kingpin and see how that folds. But I get it. Kingpin, Daredevil, they kind of go hand in hand with each other, and seeing what Daredevil's going to be up to in this is probably going to segue into She-Hulk. And again, if they're going to be diving into the Jessica Jones a little bit, I think that'd be kind of cool to kind of incorporate that. You were talking about how this isn't necessarily, it's not like a continuality, but it's just like stories involving those characters, right? Is that how you put it?
Yeah, I think exactly. And you never really say if they aren't the exact same Daredevil from the Netflix show. You can just kind of skirt around it.
And I like that because yeah, I've like you, Kirklin, I've seen some, not all of the Netflix Marvel stuff, so it's definitely something. It's hard for me to kind of go back and make that commitment now when it's so many seasons out down the line, but it's something I do want to do. But now knowing that I can just go in here like with a No Way Home, just seeing, oh, here's a Daredevil, and I can just ride with that. It feels like, okay, it's a fresh start. It's a familiar role and character and actor, but it's a fresh start in this universe. And I like that. So I like that they're going to incorporate that into these shows, like with Echo and with She-Hulk and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a next ad break, and then we're going to talk about some trailers. So we'll be right back. And we're back. And I just want to say thank you, John Cammie, because I've now kind of had it confirmed there is a check mark by the name. So unless he has been hacked, and hacker, don't do that. As much as we appreciate the support, don't do that with Peel's one. But a big thank you to that, because that was take me very random off guard. So thank you very much. Thank you for the content over the years.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of content, we got to drop with this one, because today, I see there's a teaser that you can unlock for Rings of Power, because I'm not sure how you guys got it, but on Twitter at first it was just 20 seconds. Rings of Power. Go to Amazon, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Get the full thing. I'm like, here we go. and I didn't know it was just gonna be a bunch of Lord of the Rings characters watching a shooting star. Now Kirkland's probably gonna come and say, "Oh, wow, this is the most important thing that's
This is
ever
very
happened in Middle Earth."
important,
Yeah. But I thought again, and this was like one of those teasers for an announcement of a trailer, because they've said July 14th is when there's, I don't know if it's another teaser or trailer, but something else is dropping, so maybe a fuller trailer, because this is happening September 2nd is the release date. But I liked it as like visually, but it didn't give me much. I was just surprised this is what they're going with, but maybe it's to build intrigue, because it's like, okay, what's in the sky? What is it? I feel like people are already intrigued enough with a Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings type of show, but maybe this is adding something. So I'm going to throw to you first, Kirkland Patzer, of is this thing in the sky something meaningful that I should get me even more excited for when it comes to September 2nd?
Unfortunately, I really don't know. I don't know. It's a cool shot. Again, you see all the characters kind of just focusing their attention on this one thing that I'm assuming is going to have more significance. I think I'd mentioned it maybe off cast or on another cast, but like that first like Gandalf looking character, I think in that first trailer, like they're just kind of coining his name like Meteor Man on like the interwebs and on like the Twitter feeds that I've been seeing. So I'm assuming this is tied to that character. Maybe this individual is actually coming like from the sky. I don't know. I don't know. That would be, you know, if I had to put my chip somewhere, maybe that's what it would be. I think for me, like the biggest takeaway from this trailer is just, again, it's kind of like reminding me on like how close we're actually getting to the show, and like how beautiful like the world actually looks. The music's really good. I really love all the costume designs and everything, and it's nothing that I haven't seen before like already with like the previous trailers that they've done, but it's just reaffirming those feelings that I already have. I'm like, man, this is going to be such a visually beautiful show. Very, very excited for it. I really like that shot of like Lady Galadriel and like some other elves like come like on those boats with, I don't know, like the white bird thing. Like it was just a very beautiful like image, and like it's a very significant event of like the elves actually like arriving on those ships. So that's really cool to see.
Good imagery with like the bird. I think those were just birds going around. That looked really cool.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
looked really cool.
Looks
yeah,
pretty.
And then the other big takeaway too is we actually saw some Ents. So confirmed we're gonna be getting Ents in the show.
fun.
And I was talking to my buddy Tyler, you know, our Patreon, shout out to you, Tyler. You probably listen to this. And he was reminding me that like the you can see like an Ent character, and then you can see like just a bigger tree that's kind of moving. And like we were kind of discussing, I'm pretty sure those are actually Ent wives, which is very interesting because obviously those are brought up in Two Towers, and Tyler was telling me that like with the Ents, they are like they actually move around, as you see like Treebeard and like some of the other Ents in Two Towers. But the Ent wives they really just like burrow like in the ground, and they just kind of like chill. So that's why they look a lot more tree-like. So if you happen to like rewatch the trailer, like you'll see an Ent-like creature and then just a really big tree. It's almost like a Whomping Willow type thing, how it's kind of moving around. We were kind of theorizing that that's actually Ent wives. So that's really cool, because that's always been something that obviously like we heard of in Two Towers. There's no more Ent wives. Very sad for Treebeard. And I think Tyler was even telling me like the what would like the youth of the Ents, like the baby Ents, I think they're called like Entines. And like obviously those you can only really get those with the Ent wives. So I'm really interested in just getting more Ent stuff. I think
when we heard about the mature rating earlier on, like, and then when they were like, oh no, it's not mature, but yeah, it was the Ents. It wasn't the people, it was the Ents. That's why they got that M rating. Like, you got to bring this down. You know, kids can't be watching this.
Some big wooden cock or something. Yeah.
Howard Shore just going hard on that, whatever he's doing.
Yeah, some great. I want to download that theme. Yeah. But so again, like it's only 55 seconds, I think, this trailer, and the one that I watched, it was all in like Spanish. So I like it's not. I didn't even get like an English version one. I think I just saw it on my Twitter feed. And funny enough, like a lot of information and like Twitter accounts that I'm following for more information on Rings of Power are actually like in Brazil and like in like like South America. So they you know, you gotta luckily we're in that age where you can just hit like one button, it just translates the whole thing, so I can actually like, understand what they're saying. Man, technology is wonderful. But yeah, all in all, like this is just increasing my hype, not by like a big notch, but definitely at least maybe a half, or you know, something like that. It's
less than
it definitely
3 months
isn't
away.
killing my hype. Yeah, that's feel like I'm not ready. You know, like scheduling wise, you got House of Dragons around that time too. I'm starting school, so it's gonna be wild, but also just it's awesome. I love content, so
well, we'll be reviewing it. # content. Dylan Muss, this teaser do anything for you?
Yeah, I it looks visually great. Like that one shot of essentially like a tower and then just like a landscape in the background. Like, I don't know. I'm just so, all those shots that we've seen from any of the trailers and teasers, like, just looks so good. So I can't wait to see this world brought to life. I don't know if there's much story here. I mean, everything Kirklin just said is interesting to me, and that's cool. Because, I'm sure I've watched Two Towers a million times, but like I've never really thought about that line of End Wives before. So that's a fun tidbit. I guess for me, like this, if anything, my prediction or like what this could be alluding to is that this is some sort of inciting event that one like kicks off the story, but also is clearly something that is potentially going to tie all the characters together in some way. And that it's like this event that everyone experienced in some way, no matter if they're in the woods or they're in the Elflands, whatever it is. Like everyone like witnessed this meteor, whatever it is, and so that could be interesting. I wonder if that's going to be something that happens like very early on in the show. Like that's something that maybe happens in the first episode, or do you get introduced to a bunch of characters first in their worlds, and then that kind of happens, and that's when it kind of kicks them into gear, and you get them interacting with each other. So. I'm not too sure, but I'm very intrigued for the show. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much this teaser is really adding to that. But yeah, it looks great. That's the main thing is like the CGI and whatnot looks very good. Now, obviously, if there is like sketchy moments of CGI, it's probably not going to be in this 50-second teaser when they're trying to hype up the show. But yeah, I my hype for the show is getting pretty high up there.
This meteor is actually the last shot of the first season. Like, it's a big cliffhanger, and we've seen it already.
It's just like an extinction event. Everyone dies.
Only one season. We fooled you.
Yeah.
Taylor, anything to add on this?
Yeah, like, I'm just super jazzed to kind of again, we're going back in time with this, and like I feel like there's gonna be so much rich content to explore on this show because I have not read the Lord of the Rings books. I've only seen the movies. That is my extent with this, and I'm a filthy fucking.
I've even read the books, and I can't read or spell. So
I'm a filthy casual. You guys are.
Have you seen the extendeds at least, Taylor?
Absolutely, in theaters.
Okay,
in theaters, I saw the extendeds.
I wish I had
forgiven.
that experience. Yeah,
I'm jealous of that too.
yeah.
When the theaters reopened, they did the whole marathon thing. I was like, I gotta take advantage of this.
Yeah.
With the
my mom
extended?
was so bored. With the extended, yeah, my mom
I
got
didn't
so
know.
Your mom
bored.
was so
at the theater.
bored.
Oh yeah,
Why
it's
are we
like full
watching The
3
Boys?
hours. Fuck. That's Thursday, Mom. So with this little teaser, I was just trying to like process it, and again, I don't know what meteorites would incorporate with this because I always felt like it was much more like a spiritual grounded kind of thing with magic and stuff. So when I see like a meteorite, I'm thinking like, are we getting aliens? Is like Sauron gonna be like a symbiote or some kind of like just like
Whoa,
Yeah, it's
So-
Morbin time.
it's Sauron.
If anybody says that at any point in the show, I will. I'm sorry. This
It's
is a 1 out of
Morbin
10.
time?
Yeah.
you're done.
I don't think. Yeah, I think you're safe. I think
Pretty
you're
safe
on that.
prediction.
Just
Not
saying.
gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeff Bezos has signed off on that. But yeah, it's gonna be super magical, and this trailer definitely got me exhilarated seeing the Ents too, and Kirklin talked about the Ent wives too. I'd love to see some female trees sawing around there too, and kind of like understand like what happened to them. Like why is Treebeard the just wifeless? Where'd they go? That's what I want to see. So hopefully my question will be answered.
Yeah, I hope.
I just don't
hope
want it to
will
be. 'Cause it's gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like they're in a nice happy place. With Treebeard being very emotional talking about them.
You know what is a nice happy place sometime is Amsterdam. That is a movie. I can't remember, what was it? Cadbury Glass is what it used to be known as, and now
Yeah, I
it
don't even
is
know.
Amsterdam, which makes sense because they dropped the word Amsterdam like 5 times in this trailer, like I'm doing right now. #Amsterdam. But this is David Russell with a absolutely phenomenally stacked with a capital. Every letter in this word is capitalized. Cast, my God, with the 3 main leads being Bale, Robbie, and Washington. I didn't know what it was about. I never really cared because I love David Russell's work and I love the ensemble of the team. But I love that now it almost looks like it's going to be kind of like a mystery told from maybe different point of views and kind of a trusting thing. So I don't have much to say on the actual trailer other than just because because the last 30-40 seconds of the trailer is just like showing off every star they have. You know, it's like Taylor Swift, like just random people. But this is gonna be great. This movie comes out the Thursday before our charity stream, so I'm gonna have to find a way to wiggle in to see it. But yeah, I was excited for this, like I said, even before trailers. So I absolutely liked what we saw too. Once we got the reveal, lots of them are playing. It feels like very over exaggerated characters. So that's lots of fun. It's not just seeing Bale never plays Bale, but not like Washington's playing the guy from Tenet again. Margot Robbie's playing this again. You know, it's like no, they all feel like very different shades going on. And Margot has a huge year coming up with this, with Babylon, with Barbie. My goodness. But Taylor Field, what do you think about Amsterdam? The trailer.
I was just fixated on Christian Bale's like hairdo the whole time.
Oh yeah,
like he just seems so quirky, and yeah, like I'm just excited to see that. And like I'm trying to understand like the storyline. So it seems like there was like a murder, and they're trying to like vindicate themselves or like kind of like clear their names. That's kind of what their goal is. Am I right?
I think
on
so.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it seems like it's a fun kind of like you don't know what to expect next kind of a film, and I'm definitely intrigued.
Kirklin. You have it on your draft, actually, by the way, too, your movie draft. So hoping this pulls up some good numbers for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember doing our year in preview, I guess, for movies. I don't even know how I like narrowed it down of like who was in this, but like I think like what was the last title that you said it was?
It was Cadbury Glass.
I feel like even before that it was like project by director or something like that, and then somehow
Untitled
I saw like
David
Margot.
Russell.
Well, it doesn't count then because it's different. It's called a different movie now.
That's
so
true.
it's-
Sorry, you don't
Yeah.
get it. Amsterdam. Yeah, you're out. No,
but,
they had
like,
to change that because it's a terrible title. They're never going to market Cadbury Glass to an audience.
Yeah.
There's no way that was going to be a hit movie.
But yeah, like just the cast alone, it was right up on my list of just hype movies. And then getting this first teaser trailer, I guess just full trailer, it completely delivered on the hype, and I feel like it could have delivered on the hype of just showing like all the cast like in their like actual costumes. Like Bale looks so like kooky and wild. His look, like it just looks like a bomb went off in his face, and his hair is just like shooting up. Like he looks so wild, and even like his mannerisms and the way that he was behaving, like he actually is like my most hyped to see out of everyone. And like the cast is so stacked, so it's gonna be such a great time. I almost completely forgot that Anya was in there too, so I'm just I was grinning ear to ear watching this trailer. And again, I mentioned Michael Shannon, like I don't know how big of a role like everyone is gonna have in this, but just all of them together, it's gonna be fantastic. So I'm very, very much looking forward to this.
Dylan, has this been
Nice.
put on your radar?
Absolutely, yeah. This one I had no idea this existed, and now it's pretty high up there. I'm very excited for this. Yeah, Christian Bale's the standout for me too. It just like the way he's kind of hunched over. It's as if someone like sucker punched him before the start of every scene, in just like the most fun way possible. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. This looks like great, amazing cast. What was the previous? He did Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle. That's the director, right?
And The Fighter.
So-
What that's what got Bale his Academy Award as well. So we're teaming there.
So it'll be cool because, yeah, Robert De Niro was in Silver Linings. That was a really fun combination there. So I'm excited to see that again. But yeah, this looks fantastic. And like I feel like the time period, the setting is like not really my vibe. But by the end of the trailer, I was like, oh, I cannot wait for this. Like this looks fantastic. I'm totally in on the story and the characters. Just like these three kind of unlikely trio, I guess is how I should say that, of the main cast, and I just can't wait to follow their journey. So yeah, this is way shot up there for me. I'm really excited for this.
Well, let's take our final ad break, and then we're going to again do 4 BS meter stories. Had a couple here I wanted to throw out. All MCU themed in honor of Thor Love and Thunder this week, so we'll be right back. And we're back. So I had these in case because I was never sure how fast or the draft was going to go. I feel like sometimes it just like swoosh by, sometimes it doesn't, but only 4 here. So I'm going to start with... Let's start with the headline one, because as you people, if you don't know, the BS meter game is I take these stories from very non-reputable sites, in this case giant freaking robot, but go, hey, is there some truth into this random guess they put on a bulletin board of papers, just throw it and be like, oh, this is the one, but I want to start with this one, and today I want to start with you. Oh, we've missed a trailer. That's what I've also forgot too. Taylor, start with the King and Woman trailer. Taylor or Kirklin, I'm very sorry for your edits later on that you have to do that. So you know what? Don't worry. So 123, baby. So
I got it.
Yeah, this honestly, I was just getting like Black Panther vibes without the panther. Like, this is just super badass. Like, these fight sequences, like, I am so digging this. I just can't wait to see, like, we got some stealth going on, we got some battles, and like just like I just want to know like the story that's, again, more of the story that's kind of going on here, and just this whole the sequences, like, it just visually, it was just blowing me away, just seeing like the areas we were exploring and just the choreography and stuff. Like, this just looks so cool. I'm so down to see this in theaters. It gave me like a Northman kind of vibe, sort of.
100%. I agree with you. I had the exact same thought.
I agree with you, Taylor, as far as like if we keep hearing that they're going to make this Dora Milaje series. Now, this is what it won't be, and this is based on factual events or like based on some true story, so I think that'll be a bit more powerful. But I imagine when I watch the Disney Plus show and I watch this, I'll be like, man, I wish the Dora Milaje was the Woman King show. And already, like, the movie, the film looks good, but the fact that you got Viola Davis, one of the best actresses in the world, you got John Boyega, who I'm excited to see in a role like this, and then Marshawn Lynch, who I have loved in, Bond recently, and I liked her reappearance in Doctor Strange, and I liked her in the original Captain Marvel. Those three together are like a really good pairing. So I even at first when I heard the music, I was like, I don't know, but then it worked for me in the end, and just looks super intense. You hit the nail on the head with the Northman comparison. So I think I'd heard just a little bit that Viola Davis worked out and got in shape for a movie. That's kind of all I heard. I was like, okay, that's fun. Like, actors do that. But then once I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this is actually jumped to I'll be seeing this in theaters when it comes out sort of movie. So yeah, I'm looking very forward to this again for a movie I did not really know much about. So, Kirk and Pats.
This is one that I feel like I just started seeing like the ads for it pop up, and that was the extent of knowledge I had on the film. And then when I watched the trailer, completely had Northman vibes. It just I don't know, it had that certain feel to it that it very much just captured that feeling of someone who maybe they don't have like all of, like, the most technology or like the biggest numbers for like their side. It's just like more of that guerrilla warfare type aspect, and like the combat, it just looks brutal, and like that's what the Northmen had for sure. So I'm very, very excited for this one for sure. Completely made me think of Black Panther, which is funny enough. The fact that they mentioned like this is, I don't know, it based around like a true event or something like that has me interested. And it was kind of hard for me to like pinpoint like what era this is actually based in, because I swear at one point there was actually like a dude with a gun that Viola Davis was like taking out. So I think it's gonna be, as you mentioned, Travis, like a pretty powerful story. I feel like that, and a lot of the times when you have something coming off like a true event or something along those lines, like I feel like it just has that, where it since it's based off something real, like it is going to be a little bit heavier and just a more powerful story than something like what the Black Panther show could be. I always butcher their names, so I don't even want to
Dora Milaje.
Yes, thank you. So I think this looks really good. Viola Davis, she looks like such a fucking badass in this. Like she's just like, if I was just like a soldier and she was leading me, like I feel like I'd be ready to go, So thumbs up.
Mr. Muss.
Yeah, it's funny that like I feel like they're really like what the last like shot of the trailer is like Viola Davis is the Woman King. It's like I didn't think of her as that big of a name to like just I don't know be that person on the poster to like just sell your movie in that way. At least I guess I just haven't seen her in too much. Maybe she has some great movies under her belt. I think this looks great for all the reasons you guys mentioned. The director, writer, I've not seen any of their works before, so just don't know. It seems like a bit of an unknown variable in that way, because this does seem pretty ambitious. There's a lot of people in here. Like visuals look great, but yeah, I just feel like it's a quite ambitious project, maybe quite a big departure from what they have worked on previously. So I got to wait and find out. But I think this is one I could see myself checking out in theaters.
Yeah, I forgot to check before the director, and oh god, they did the Old Guard.
Gina Prince Bythewood is their name.
Yeah,
And then two writers, another writer, Dana Stevens, is on it as well. So yeah, I don't know either of them and don't recognize any of the projects they've worked on previously. So you just never know what you're gonna get in something like that if you haven't seen any of their previous works.
Yeah, I wouldn't have much great things to say about the Old Guard, that Charlize Theron Netflix movie, but hopefully this will be better. Hopefully this will be better. So now we'll get into the BS meter. As I was saying, loving that the BS meter is appearing more often, and yeah, I like to throw it in there a bit more, just because now we get more newscasts, and there's some fun things to talk about. So Dylan, I'm gonna start with you.
Sure.
Thor, being played by Chris Hemsworth, will be in Deadpool 3 exclusive for this website, Giant Freaking Robot. What is your percentage of this being true?
Ooh. Remind me when Deadpool 3 is coming out. Is that next year?
No date. But filming is going to be happening next year, but no date. So I imagine 2024-ish. Yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah, that seems fair. Sure. I feel like they could have that same headline with like any big MCU character, and it's like I'd give it a similar percentage. Like I'll throw I'll throw like a 40% on there. It's pretty
40%.
good, right?
I think so. Yeah. So Taylor Field, what do you think?
Can you repeat the question word for word?
Chris Hemsworth will be reprising his role as Thor in Deadpool 3.
Reprising his role as Thor. Okay. I will go like 60%. I think that it's very likely you could see a Deadpool 2-esque kind of thing where he opens the doors and you see like the X-Men First Class cast kind of like all just chinchill in there. So I think it's very possible they could do that with throw Robert Downey Jr. back in there just for the hell of it because it's Deadpool. So
that sounds like an expensive joke.
Yeah, they can afford it though.
Can they? I've been watching these Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, I don't
Some
know.
weird stuff going on with the budget.
Yeah. All right. So Dylan's a 40, Taylor's a 60. Kirkland, where are you at?
I'm gonna give it a solid 12% chance of that happening. So
12%?
super low. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Why?
that
Super
is
low.
fair.
Just expensive to get Hemsworth in there. I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like there'd be a better joke too that you could use, and like the only one that top of my head that I would picture is like something with his nudity, like them just like touching upon that, like Reynolds, Deadpool in this case is comment on that, and I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like this type of thing is something that's just like, hey, Thor's coming out, and then let's just like put out these rumors here to like just have some fun talking points. So I just feel like the timing is just a little bit too much tied to the Thor movie, and for that reason, I feel like it's unlikely.
I agree with you, and Espav's completely right. He says, I think they saw Hemsworth saying he'd love to be in Deadpool 3 and got to work on the article ASAP. I agree, but I also just think it's something that Ryan Reynolds would see and be like, yeah, let's make that happen. I'm going 75%. I'm strong on this one. I think it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I could see it happening. I feel like, especially now with what he's been gone through with Ragnarok, and I imagine Love and Thunder, and like Taika making it a bit more comedic, lots of room to do that. So.
Definitely.
The Russo brothers, Taylor, the Russo brothers are coming back to direct a solo Wolverine movie.
And the cops
are after them. Yeah.
I tried to mute in time because like if I don't mute in time, these mother effers are gonna call me on it.
It's so clear it's you though, because you like hit the mute button and then it's just the audio like stops.
I don't think it's likely. I think that if they come back, they'll be tasked with something else. I think they have obviously a good rapport with MCU at this point, that's for sure. But I think that when it comes down to it, I think they might have I don't know who, but another director in mind to tackle that. Maybe some fresh blood.
So what's your percent?
Fresh.
I'll do a Kirkland, do a 12%.
12%.
I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna go 0. I think if they come back, it's for a big crossover team-up film. I don't think they would be doing a
Like an X-Men movie?
Wolverine. Yeah, I could even buy that. Them doing X-Men, sure, but them directing Wolverine, just Wolverine, I don't know. I know they did 2 Captain America movies, but there's just something about it. It's just I don't know if they can go back. So, Dylan, where are you?
I'm gonna give this a 100% BS. It's BS. There's nothing to this. I don't think there's any chance they're doing a solo Wolverine movie in the MCU for at least 15 years.
15 years.
That's the number I'm throwing out there. You can BS meter that one if you want to. But I just don't see them doing that in the near future. I don't think they're even talking to Feige right now. Not in a bad way, like, you know, they'll go to his wedding
They're
or
mad
whatever.
as hell at him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, like they'll go to his wedding or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not in those boardrooms. They just want to do their own thing, make their weird movies for a few years, some smaller stuff. You know, get some of that Netflix money, maybe get some of that Amazon money, and then who knows? Maybe if they're bored in like another 15 years and they're doing that solo Wolverine movie and the time is right. But even then, like I don't think they're doing a Wolverine movie. So yeah, solid 0% for me.
GeekVerse reports Wolverine movie in 15 years. We're gonna put that
There
out
you go.
soon. You know, Hunka reports somewhere around there. So
Nice clickbaity picture on there. You're good to
yeah,
go.
Kirklin.
Yeah, I'll just to be boring. I'm just gonna also say 0% chance of
That's
that happening.
Boring is right sometimes, you know. So here, let's go with another maybe outrageous one. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in talks to be the next big MCU villain. Doesn't say what, just an MCU villain. I will go 5% because I think there could be like, remember in Winter Soldier where GSP plays like the random like fighter that fights Captain America. Like if he's just some random villain that gets killed off quick, sure, I could see it even in like a Deadpool because that's gonna be MCU or like a Thor type of movie. So I'll give it a 5, but I really don't think this is happening. So
I'll slide in here. I'm gonna, and like like so emphasis on the big, right? It's like it's not just.
I would just say villain. Maybe I read that
Yeah.
wrong. So just say villain. Just go that
So
route.
just villain. I'm gonna. You know, just because I watched Predator not too long ago and I liked it a lot, I'm gonna say 29% chance of that happening.
29, okay.
Yeah, over a quarter.
Apparently, I was just seeing what's on his IMDb because I'm like, what have I seen him in lately?
Mhm.
The answer's not much, but he played a character called Arnold Armstrong, also known as Captain Courage, in Stan Lee's Superhero Kindergarten, which was a TV series. So he's there in the Marvel world already. So the question is, does Captain Courage come back as a villain on the big screen? That's the real question here.
No.
Yeah, I feel like what happened to him? I feel like he's not really doing much these days. Is he just not popular anymore? Has his time come to pass, or is he just
I think so.
not caring?
yeah.
He's just cashing in. Like what?
No,
where's he at right
I think he was done governor, and they tried to do the acting run, and then just did. He had success, but nothing big. So I feel like he needs to maybe transition like comedic stuff. You know, I think he's still trying to do the action stuff. So
Yeah, I see. I think my prediction he's going to be in Suicide Squad 3 or 2, whatever you want to call that, because that titles are all messed up.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think Marvel. I don't think he's going to be in Marvel anytime soon.
Taylor, he didn't make your draft. Is he making the MCU villain roster?
Not this year.
Next year, though?
Yeah, maybe next year. I think I'm going to give him like a 35% chance with some sun and clouds. I think it could definitely happen. So
And finally, another person joined the MCU. Margot Robbie is in talks with Kevin Feige for a main MCU role.
See, that's so boring from them. Like, why not be more specific and like throw a character's name down? You know.
I know. Because they
Um,
gotta get those clicks. They gotta be. I'll read it further and see if they said anything. But let's. See
Yeah.
here.
I'm gonna go with 1.73% on this one.
Okay. So this is not in the headline. This is in the report. But again, this is them like just bullshitting. All things considered, we think Margot Robbie is in final talks to play Marvel's character, the White Queen herself, Emma Frost from the X-Men. So Emma Frost from the X-Men.
I like that casting.
I do like the casting. No fucking chance it happens in
No
my
fucking
opinion.
chance.
Yeah. I think I mean I don't know. I don't think it's happening. But I think there's the tiniest bit chance. So not a 0 for me, but no higher than 1.73.
I'm at if it's Emma Frost, I'm at a 0. If it's in general, I'm at like a 2 because I feel like if she's doing comic book stuff, it's Harley Quinn or she moves on. You know, I don't think she needs to jump into this franchise like another one. So that's where I am. 2 for anything in general, 0 for Emma Frost. So, Kirklin.
I'm gonna say 1% across the board for all of those. I have very low chance.
the board.
I don't know. Like I feel like like her time is even kind of waning on the DC front, even though it's crazy to think that like she's like the perfect Harley, and it's still like we're kind of at the end of what they can do with her, or maybe that they want to do with her. And yeah, it's just so out of left field if she just completely crossed the river and just became like a lead role in the MCU, not even just like some fun
Major
side character.
role was
Yeah,
headline, yep.
yeah, that's not the best one to sell me on. So I'm gonna go 1%.
Tearfield, close it out.
Oh, I mean, if she's sinking in a DC, Feige's just kind of got his binoculars out, scoping out all these like what DC's kind of like dropping the ball on, and it's probably like maybe she did some scenes for a DC movie and she's walking off backstage and Feige just sneaks out of the bush like, hey, you want a job? Just like, come on.
You want a job. You want
a
She's
job,
producing
yeah.
her own films now, and he's saying to her, you want a job.
You want a job, yeah.
Take the
Pay her
job.
out. I'm gonna give her like a 15 to 20% chance it could happen.
Damn,
You never know.
it's pretty high.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We talked about drafts and rumors and trailers and the BS meter. This was a fun one. Yeah, this is going to be the last newscast until like the next Tuesday or something, because we got Thor and Boy. So everything that kind of be in that newscast route is taking up a slot. So yeah, next time you hear from us will be Thor, and I promise you it'll not be boring.
Bye.
Peace.